Okay, tonight I'm going to talk about a subject I don't hear spoken about. Like,
Recording in
I
progress.
haven't heard anyone talk about this subject, and I'm not kidding, like, maybe in the past 10, 20 years. And that's why the appropriate title for what I'm talking about tonight is The Lost Art of Working Hard. The Lost Art of Working Hard. Please type that in the comment section. Type that in the comment section so that those joining us later can also flow. The Lost Art of Working Hard. And actually, something triggered this thought today. I work very hard. Now, I'm not trying to praise myself, but as you look at me right now, I have been working non-stop, like literally non-stop, since 6:30 a.m. when I woke up, had my reflections, planned how the day would go. Um, and then because we are bringing a new idea, a new business to vision, to fruition, I did make a post in the morning, and many of you who saw that video, the post I made in the morning, will recognize that I'm still wearing exactly the same thing that I wore on my way to the bush market. On my way to the bush market, I barely was able to grab something to eat for breakfast. And today, I've already written things. I'm speaking somewhere this weekend. I have carefully planned my outline. I have done some reading. I have gone to the bush market. I drove. I drove my truck all the way to the bush market and stayed there. We started buying palm fruits for our traditional palm fruit oil processing. We started buying palm fruit at about 10:30, 11, and we're just coming back. My workers are right there, just right there at the backyard working. And I jumped into this call. And so the way today went actually got me triggered to talk about the lost art of working hard. I think that it's a very big missing link today in our today's world, especially when it comes to building generational wealth. When it comes to building generational wealth, you cannot take hard work out of the equation. You cannot take hard work out of the equation. And I'm speaking to you as a 59-year-old man. This generation has lost it when it comes to hard work. And then the reason is we tend to think that technology, that AI, and then all these things, fast-paced machines and all that could replace hard work. But I can tell you that hard work is not replaceable, not even with AI. Because the AI itself, even if you're going to use AI, it still requires hard work. It still requires hard work. So I'm talking today about the lost art of hard work, the lost art of working hard. And then my goal is that tonight, at the end of tonight, you're going to be inspired afresh. You're going to be inspired afresh to work hard toward your vision. You see, one of the things people don't understand is that poverty is like it's a proverbial pharaoh. Poverty is a proverbial pharaoh. It does not let its people go. Poverty will not let you go. Poverty is not a friend. It's not going to let you go. If you are struggling with finances, you're having financial struggles, it's not going to let you go just like that, just easily. You really have to understand that, because that's why, especially in our continent here in Africa, we have so much episodes and cases of generational poverty. In my very eyes, I see people in the 70s, their grandfather was poor, extremely poor. Their father was poor. These people I grew up with, they are still poor. That's already third generational poverty. Now they are all married and have children. And I'm telling you, the way that they are raising those children, they are raising them in poverty. They are passing on the baton, the poverty baton, to their children. And that is going to be the fourth generational poverty. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, somebody has to break that cycle of financial lack of poverty in your family, and it could be you. It could be you. So if you struggled through life financially, at least you should make it your goal that if your children are struggling, it shouldn't be financial struggle. Not that they shouldn't learn hard work, not that you just pack up some inheritance and live for them and then they'll be lazy. No. Part of the hard work you have to do as a parent is actually to teach your children to be wise with money. And surprise, surprise, that's what very wealthy people do. I am privileged to know a number of very wealthy individuals in this country, and I know them on family level, like family friend level, very wealthy individuals. So there's one of them, I won't mention his name because I don't have their permission to throw their names. But if you're talking about the top 20 richest families in this country, their name is there. So I was sitting with the lady, the wife of the man, the wife of the, okay, so she is daughter-in-law to this very wealthy man. So they're a very rich family. And she told me that this man, because he's chairman of board of several companies, so he has so many perks that the companies he's chairing give him on a yearly basis, including first-class tickets. And so the man, because he's elderly, doesn't fly that much. So he passes on these first-class tickets to his son to use for their children, to his son and the wife. That's my friend, the lady I'm talking about. This lady told me that when they were raising their children are all established, doing extremely well today. So she told me personally that they never used those first-class tickets for their children. Do you know why? She said, they don't want the children to start using first class that they can't afford. They didn't earn it. So you see, rich people think differently. And I'm going to tell you why this is very important. What she did is very important. And it was a very striking lesson. So those children, and I knew them because those children were part of my youth group. So that's actually how I became very friendly with the family. So they're part of the youth development group that I was leading at the time as they were growing up as young people. So whenever those children were traveling to the US or they were traveling to the UK, they went with economy or coach, the cheapest. Yet they are the grandchildren of one of the wealthiest men in the country. And it was deliberate because their parents said, no, you can't use these first class tickets. You got to earn it by yourself so that you can appreciate it. So I'm saying that if you have struggled with financial struggle, you've struggled financially, and maybe your father did, and maybe your father's parents, that's your grandparents did, you want to make it a very important objective that your children are also not going to struggle the way you did. Not that you're going to spoil them. I have to emphasize that. Because I hear people who spoil their children, because they say, oh, I don't want my children to go through what I went through. That's a very dangerous mindset because you don't want to shield children from You don't want to shield children from the natural process of suffering, of learning, of working hard, of earning it. So it's when the children earn it, then you can go ahead and give them the first class tickets because they can do it, for themselves. If you get what I'm saying, just type I get it, type I get it, type I get it in the chat, in the comment section. If you get what I'm saying, just type I get it. It's a wrong mindset to shield your children from the natural process of suffering, from the natural process of discipline in order to get it. So it's a wrong mindset to spoil your children, to spoon feed them and spoil them because you're saying, I don't want my children to go through what I went through. So because of that, you buy them first class tickets, take them to Disney. No, you're destroying them. Those children grow up feeling entitled. No. You see, if you are planning generational wealth transfer, the most important thing is mindset, educating those children, because the wealthy people think this way. If you don't educate your children and you don't prepare them very well, so what tends to happen is that they grow up and then they are sitting in wealth that you left for them, and then they see no need to exercise discipline, to exercise entrepreneurship, to manage it. So all the things, and I know if at least a family comes to my mind right now that thing has happened. The man built so much wealth, but in the process of building wealth, he neglected his family. So the first son got into drugs. Typical. The first son got into drugs. And then, unfortunately, the man died in a very, very popular man, if I mention his name. Ex-military guy, retired major general, big one. He died in a motor accident. Within months, that son that had drugs problem wasted his property. And then you probably know families today. The parents did very well, the man did very well, accumulated so much wealth. And then the man died like 17 years ago. 17 years after, the siblings are still fighting over the property, the land, the house, and everything. That is sad. You find brothers and sisters fighting. Why? Because you did not prepare them. You did not teach them. Okay. That segues very nicely into what I'm talking about. For those of you who are joining us a little bit late, I am talking about the lost art of working hard. Please type it in the comment section, everyone. Type it in the chat section. The lost art of working hard. Please type it. The lost art of working hard. I work hard, and I have very, very amazing friends who work hard. They are very, very successful. There's something divine about hard work. There's something about hard work that you can never escape. Because a lot of people say, hard work, don't work hard, work smart, so it sounds nice. How many of you have heard that? I mean, it became, what's the word? It became a buzzword. It became a cliche. Oh, don't work hard, work smart. No. I understand what you're saying when you say don't work hard, work smart, but it's very dangerous because you could easily cross the line into laziness. Okay, so hard work has helped me. And then in the course of this conversation, please share your testimony, share your own story. I will read it out. Share your own story in the chat, because if you look at where you are today, chances are that there was some element of working hard that brought you to where you are. There are elements of two things. Let me admit, there is element of hard work, and then there's element of luck. And I actually prefer to call it grace, not luck. You see, but grace is one of the abused words these days because people think that, grace is something you earn, or grace is something that you're special and something. And if you look at it, hard work and grace go together. Hard work and grace go together. Type it in the comment section. Everybody, please type it. Hard work and grace go together. This should be someone's aha moment. Hard work and grace go together. Type it. And then look at your own story. Many of you listening to me tonight, many of you on the call, you are successful. Maybe in your career, you are successful in your relationships, you are successful in your business. If you look at how you became successful, you will see those two elements, hard work and grace. So the problem in Nigeria, for instance, and then some parts of the world with some kind of teachings, especially in the religious realms, is that people are so focused on grace that they forget hard work. Even Paul, whom they quote, who talks a lot about grace, tells you, he said, look, I work harder than all of them. Paul, who talks about grace, he said, I work harder than all the other apostles. The guy worked. He was traveling around, and at the same time, he was supplying his own needs. Paul was a tent maker. The guy had a business. He had a side hustle. We just talk about Paul the apostle, but we talk about Paul the entrepreneur. The guy had the business. He made tents. And from making tents, he not only supplied himself, but he also provided for others. The guy worked hard. So you can imagine somebody who had the kind of itinerary that Paul had. The guy, he's getting in trouble on Friday, getting locked up on Saturday. He's locked up for 2 weeks or something. He comes out, he goes to make his tent business. As he's doing that, he's also traveling. As he's traveling, he's writing. That guy was writing in parchments. And then he will write sometimes. He say, please send, when Timothy is coming, send the parchments. The guy burnt midnight oil. And as he was doing that, he was reading, he was researching. The guy worked hard. But he was the guy who talked about grace. All of you talking about grace. That was the grace man himself. Grace and hard work go hand in hand. Why some of us have not been seeing the success that we desire, especially some of us who are religious, is because you are taking grace, but you're not working hard. You are not working hard. Working hard is not just running around, being here and there. No, working hard is such a strategic thing. Now, what helps me to work hard is that I've been able to connect my passion, my vision, and then the results I want. And then I've been able to distill my life into 3 top priorities. So working hard means that you are focusing and giving your all to your top priorities, to your vision, to your purpose, to your calling. How can you be working hard where every celebrity gossip in town, you are going around from Twitter to Facebook to YouTube to TikTok, looking for the latest gossip? When they talk about Very Dark Man and Nedu, you know all the stories. You are following them. And TikTok knows how to give you that. How do I know? Because these things just pop onto my feed. And then they pop into my feed because many people are looking at it. I'm not looking at it, but they pop in. That's how I got to know. People have not finished gossiping about Two-Face and I don't know what they call her, Natasha. How can you be working hard and you're following all that? I don't have that kind of time. Now, the other thing is hard work is sweet. Type it in the comment section. Hard work is sweet. In Pidgin, they say it is sweet belle. So if you are not a happy person, chances are that you are not working hard. And if you're working hard, you're working hard on the wrong things. You see, I'm working hard on my purpose. I'm working hard, on what I'm called to do on earth. Because I'm doing that, it's energizing me. It's energizing me. People watch me like I'm in the market today, doing this bulk buying and things like people are watching me, and I tell people I'm going to be 60 this year. They don't believe it because the kind of energy I have, I'm lifting things. I'm jumping on top of the truck. I got the energy. So when you're working hard and you're working hard on the right things, you are not going to be sad because there's no time for sad. There's no time for emotions, for mood. Because if you're working hard, you are following the plan. You are not following your mood. I thought I would start seeing some fire emoji. What I just told you, that's light bulbs. If you work hard, you follow the plan, not your mood. You know why? Because your mood changes, it swings. And your mood is ephemeral. But the plan is solid. I know where I'm going. I have a 10-year plan. God keeping me alive. I have a 10-year plan. I'm working it. I have a 10-year investment plan. So I have told myself by the time I'm 70, I want to build a net worth of a certain figure in stocks. I also have other things I want to see happen in the next 10 years in my life. With my children and their wives, and then my, relationships around me. I have things, I have specifically written a plan, things that I want to see happen. I want to see myself creating impact, which is why you're listening to me tonight, creating impact in the Caribbean, in the Pacific, and then African countries. So when you work hard and when you're focusing, you don't have time for all this because people spend hours following stupid information that will do nothing for your life. What will Two-Face and Natasha, what in the world is that going to contribute to your life? Why are you spending 30 minutes, 1 hour following the story and even passing it on, commenting on it, talking about it? You have that time. Then when you finish, some of you, it is now footballers in the European League. That's the next one. Some of you have so much information about Cristiano Ronaldo. You have so much more information on the guy than the guy has on himself. The day he was born, the village he was born, the wife he's dating, his children, where they shop in Dubai, all the clubs, the number of goals he has scored, the ones he missed, the corners, and then the comparison between him and Messi. Hey, I hear people reeling out this information proudly, and I'm like, where is this information taking you? So you see, at the end of it, you have the illusion that you have worked hard, but you just wasted the whole day. Wasted the whole day, wasted your mental energy on information that's taking you nowhere. So the lost art of working hard. We need to go back to working hard. It makes you joyful. It also helps you to focus. So you are not looking at your neighbor. You are not bothered about what Mr. X has that you don't have. You're not bothered about the car. Oh, he just bought a car that is 50 million. So what? The reason that you notice is because you are lazy. You remember the saying we used to have in those days? He said that the idle mind is what? Can somebody complete it in the comment section? The idle mind is what? Okay, someone complete it. The idle mind is what? Okay, is the devil's workshop. Yes, absolutely. Chimweze, you got it. Yeah. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. Guys, please work hard. All right. So it pays. If for nothing, for the fact that hard work and grace go hand in hand. King Solomon says, do you see the man or the woman who is diligent in his affairs? He said, he shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. And I can give you cases upon cases upon cases. For those of you who are not Nigerians joining us, there is this trumpeter, a musician called Nathaniel Bassey. Trumpet. The guy is extremely good. When he's playing, the angels listen. He's good. Do you know how many thousands of hours that Nathaniel Bassey put into perfecting his music career? And guess what? Last month, he got a letter inviting him to come for the inauguration of the President of the United States of America. You see how hard work goes with grace? But some people will only say grace. They will not talk about the hard work that went into it. Lionel Messi, the few times I've had to watch footballers, and I looked at talents like, is it Lionel or Lionel Messi? I'm not into those things. And then I look at, I think perhaps my favorite footballer of all time is this guy that they call Ronaldinho or something. He was extremely, still is extremely talented. JJ Okocha was too. And then there's this other one they call Neymar Jr. I particularly enjoy that young guy. I don't even know where he is. I haven't seen him anywhere in any clip recently. Now, when you see Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo particularly, you see him in the pitch making all those moves and scoring all those goals. People say grace. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm almost pushed to say that there is no grace without hard work. I'm almost pushed to say that. I don't want to say that because it's not something I've studied deeply. But I'm almost pushed to say that there's no grace without hard work. That guy practices. Cristiano Ronaldo, I saw some of his routines, and they say that when everybody finishes working out, he stays 2 extra hours to work. But when he comes out, all you are seeing is a success, the grace, and you're enjoying it. But you don't look at what went behind. And you can say this for anybody that you're looking, whether it's an actor that is very good or a scientist that is, those people pay their dues in hard work. So ladies and gentlemen, the fulcrum of what I'm telling you today is you need to revisit hard work. Whatever you are doing, you need to revisit hard work. Sometimes, people have said there is this 10,000 hour rule. I mean, nobody has actually, it's not been scientifically proven. But there is some element of truth in it that if you do something, if you really want to master something, you want to put in some minimum of 10,000 hours. Do you know whatever it is you're doing right now? Or whatever skill you want to build right now, if you give it 1 hour a day, within the first week, if you give it 1 hour, let's say you want to learn to play the guitar or to play the piano, and you decide 1 hour every day, you are going to learn. Within 1 week, your family will know about, everybody in your family will know about you, will hear about you. Oh, he's whatever. Some will laugh, some will whatever. If you do it within 1 month, your community will hear about you. Workers, everybody, your community will hear about you. If you do it for 3 months consistently, the state will hear about you. If you do that thing 1 year to 3 years consistently, the continent, the world will hear about you. So the problem is not that you cannot succeed or that success hates you. The problem is, are you willing to put in the hard work? Now, some of you on the call have enrolled for the Financial Fitness Challenge. It's starting, it has already started as a matter of fact, but we're looking at 18th, which is next week. How much commitment do you want to put into this thing? Can you actually find like 1 hour a day for the next 30 days to dedicate to your financial life? Is it not worth it? 1 hour a day for 30 days for something that will serve you for the next 30 years of your life. Isn't it worth it? Because if you're struggling financially, what should you be working on? What should you be working on? Should you be working on entertainment? If you look behind me, books. I don't have TV in my house. The only time that we had TV, the only TV we had was in 1999. I was working with Shell at the time, and I think there was this arrangement with Cooperative. And then that TV is the one that has, I don't know what people call it, it's the one that has stomach, the pregnant TV. So that's, 1999. And by 2000, we hardly used it for like 1 year or something. As I'm talking to you, I don't know where that thing is. I never bought whatever. There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying you should not watch TV. There's nothing wrong, in watching TV. I'm just saying that sometimes it could be a very huge distraction. And then I told myself, there is no time for entertainment of course, I relax, I rest. I have ways I relax and then rest. But to sit down and watch TV for 1 hour, 2 hours, when my goals, okay, let me tell you the background. I was working with Shell. I was GIS specialist in Shell the second time. And then I had an assignment in Netherlands, Shell International Office in Netherlands. So I went to Netherlands. That was in 2007. By this time, I was already getting a bit concerned that my passion for the job in the oil industry was waning. I felt that there was something much more. And it was beginning to show in my attitude to my work and things like that. I had worked, I started working with Shell, SPDC in Port Harcourt. And then from there, I went on to work for Chevron. Chevron hired me and paid me almost 3 times what Shell was paying me. So I left Shell, went to Chevron. I worked for Chevron 2000 to 2006 for 6 years. And then Shell came back and made an offer I couldn't refuse. So I left Chevron and went back to Shell. So it is this second time in Shell that I started saying, what do I do with my life? So when I was in Holland, I had an epiphany, something that happened that changed my life up to today. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So I came back from work, from the Shell International Office in Rijswijk. For those of you who know Netherlands, Shell's office is in Rijswijk. So I came back from work one of the days, and I said, what was I going to do with the rest of my life? Anyway, so what I did, it culminated in doing an exercise which I will encourage every one of you to do. So I sat down that day and said, what are 100 things I want to achieve before I die? That was one of the most powerful exercises I've ever had that focused me. After that exercise, it trimmed my friends. It really trimmed my friends. Many people who were supposed to, they naturally drop, because if you're not... If we're not moving in the same direction, there's no point, So I sat down and I wrote 100 things I want to accomplish before I die. I haven't done it. I haven't finished it. So why in the world will I wake up and I'll go and spend 2 hours watching television and then watching people kicking inflated leather? I know people are very passionate and emotional about, whatever. Kicking those things for 90 minutes. But I look at my list and I'm not there yet. And then every 1 hour that goes in your life, you can never recover. It's gone forever. And I just think it's such a very expensive investment to spend 2 hours on entertainment when I haven't arrived. So hopefully, by the time I'm 70, hopefully I would have been able to do most of those things, and then maybe I can watch TV. So the point I'm making is, you need to make a list of all the things that are distracting you, from your goals, from working hard. You need to make a list of all the things that are bleeding your commitment. If you have put in, registered and enrolled in the Financial Fitness Challenge, then be there. Be there. Every single thing to do or to read, do it. Do it, commit to it, because grace and hard work go hand in hand. And I tell you something, grace is there. Grace has appeared to all men. Grace is available for every single person. You only need to activate that grace that's upon your life by working hard. Okay? All right. So, any responses, any insights, any questions in the comment section. So I'm going to take the next 2-3 minutes to look at the comment sections on YouTube, on Facebook, on Zoom, and then I will see if there are any questions. I will read it out and then answer them. If there is any insight, maybe you shared your own story with working hard, I will also read it out. So go ahead and share what you want in the comment section. Okay. Yes. Chiwuzie Obinwa on YouTube. Yes. Hard work and grace go together. Fantastic. Yes. I'm really glad that you guys captured that. Yes. And then Oladimeji Benjamin said, hard work is sweet. Very, very true. Okay. Adeni Abioye. Yeah. The lost art of working hard. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Zuka says, tell me about it, watching others making their own money. Yeah, exactly. And not only that, you know, people have killed themselves. Where I am, not very far away from where I am, 2 people, a couple of years ago, were fighting over something. They were watching football match. And then somebody said something about another person's club. My goodness, people take it so personal. Chelsea, I'm Chelsea. This one, I'm Man U, whatever. And then they wear their whatever. That's fine. That's fine. They are just using powerful social psychology to make, because if you see them to think about it, these guys know nothing about you. These people broke into Chelsea, Arsenal or something, and then somebody broke a bottle and stabbed the other guy to death. It was reported in the papers. Wow, what a way to waste one's life. Yeah, so you're right, Azuka. People spending money to watch other people make money. I do not understand it. Make your money first, and then you can watch these people. Okay, some Tuchuku say, I work very hard on my job, but discovered I don't have a long-term future with the company. What do you advise as I have no other source of income? Very good question, Som Tuchuku. Jim Rohn used to have a saying that I think is a perfect answer to that. Okay? I'm trying to remember how he put it, saying something about, when you work hard on your job, you earn a living or something like that. But when you work hard on your mind, I've forgotten how you put it. I think he said wages are better than profit. Okay, so when you work hard on your job, you earn wages. When you work hard on your mind, you earn profits. Okay, and profits are better than wages. I think that's how he used to put it. So what you really want to do is very, very simple. Make sure you start putting money aside, whatever you are paid. And don't worry about how small it is, because there's power in investment. You just want to make sure that you never finish or everything you earn at the end of the month in your current job, because your current job is still a gift. It's still a gift. It's a gift that allows you to begin to accumulate capital. In the journey to wealth, I have developed a system that I call Cash. Those of you who are on on YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see Cash there, the YouTube channel banner. Cash is capital accumulation, because you can't do anything until you accumulate capital. If you don't accumulate capital, you are going nowhere. You're going to die poor. And unfortunately, if you don't accumulate capital, you are going to pass on poverty to the next generation. And one of the saddest things I see around me, people go to the grave without capital. Zero capital accumulation. They've saved nothing. They've invested nothing. And some even die owing, and their children have to pay the debt that their father was owing. Has anybody seen that? It's a terrible thing. So the first step for you is capital accumulation. How do you accumulate capital? Start by saving. Saving does not mean leaving the money in the bank. I have been teaching you I have over 520 YouTube videos on how you can do this. So you can go, take a look at it. So set money aside. Now the second step is to now invest consistently. Don't worry about it. Invest in the stock market. Invest in the financial market. That's where real wealth is made. The other idea, what you can do is also to find a side hustle. And we're going to be talking about, there's so many side hustles you can do. When you do your 9 to 5, what you do with the rest of the night matters. You spend 8 hours in your work, Monday to Friday. You still have 16 hours in the day for transport, for sleeping, and you still have to. So if you talk about eating, talk about transportation and all that, let's say, some 4 hours. Then you talk about sleep, another 8 hours. So 8, 4, 8. What's that? That's like 22. Is that correct? 8 plus 8 is 15. Sorry, it's 16 plus 4. That's 20. You still have 4 hours. Then again, you still have weekend. Your weekend is your gift. But I see many Africans waste their weekends. So if you're doing 9 to 5, you work hard at your job, you still have a weekend. Weekend, you can do a lot, for yourself, your side hustle, your whatever. So learn a skill, learn digital marketing, learn something. Create something online and sell it. Okay, so you can accumulate more capital to use for investing, because don't neglect your future. The reason we struggle today is because we didn't invest yesterday. And all the financial troubles that we are going to have in the future is because we are not investing today. So if you're not investing today, your financial problems are warming up. They are doing push-up in the gyms, waiting for you in your future. Because when you get there and then some financial situation arises, how are you going to deal with it when you are not investing today? Okay, so I hope that helps. All right, let me take one more. Your aha moments, everybody. Type your aha moments. So on YouTube, let me know. Type your aha moments, okay? What was your aha moment today? What was the key insight? Something you are taking out today? Amina Yanasa, sorry if I murdered your name, Ngeri, on Facebook says, a genuine hard work brings genuine success. Thank you very much. And then when you have genuine success, it's really genuine. You're not looking over your shoulder whether somebody is coming to. Because some of these people showing us their wealth on Facebook and all that, and how they made the money. Don't envy them. Don't envy them. You do not have any idea what they go through. You have no idea. Okay, Friday Aibedo, Friday says, I am the director of Aibedo Divine Agricultural Farm, and I have used this farming business to train my children in high school. 3 of my biological children have graduated from the university. 1 will be graduating next year, but none of them wants to go into farming with me to even see what I do to raise money to send them to school. How do I correct this? They are even discouraging me about farming business already. What is your advice, coach? And Friday, I really feel, I know it was a mistake that was made. I also made a similar mistake, but in my own case, my biggest mistake in my parenting, which is so difficult to reverse, is that my children don't speak my local language. It's my worst regret. It's my worst regret, your children, they are not English children. But see, I don't know why in the world that we went to school here, being instructed in the English language. It's a colonial thing. There's absolutely no reason why chemistry could never, and physics could not have been taught in Yoruba. There's absolutely no reason why chemistry could not be taught in Swahili, in Igbo, in Hausa, in Fulani. But then they forced us to learn this language, and then, so right now they're all grown up. They're all grown up living, so it's very difficult to get them. I have tried. At some point, I hired somebody, to come and teach them to speak the language. It didn't. So I don't know how you're going to correct yours. Because what if we were to roll back the hands of time, I know that what you would have done is, as you're feeding the pigs, as you're feeding the fish, as you're planting the cassava, they are joining you. So they grow up with it naturally. You see, but they've grown up without this, and it's a bit challenging. But one of the things you can actually do is to make them see the opportunities in the agricultural value chain, and that agriculture is not necessarily farming is not necessarily doing it the traditional way that you have done it. They can bring in AI into it. They can bring in technology. So find a way to marry technology, AI, the things that interest them, interest your children. Find a way to marry it to agric. If you have a child that is very kind of tech oriented, so find a way to encourage him to, he can, for instance, develop an app, a tech app or something that connects buyers to your to your products and things like that. So find a way to connect their whatever they are passionate about, because it's going to be difficult to, they can't listen to you now if you just tell them, oh yeah, come to farm. But if you can find what they are really very interested in, what they are very passionate about, and then find a way to merge it with farming, because as far as I'm concerned, farming Friday is the most exciting thing to do. That's what I'm doing. If you listen very well, you hear my workers out there. We're processing palm oil fruit the local way. It is so fulfilling, providing jobs for those women. Then again, making palm oil the way my mother, who has gone to heaven, so it's bringing all kinds of memory. It's not just a business to me. It's tradition, is our heritage, and the oil we make here does not exist anywhere in the world. I'm telling you, some of you will start seeing the oil when it comes out. So, and it's only the local women here who make the oil that way. It comes out very, very different, and they don't use machine to do it. So it's giving joy. So I'm just saying that farming is like as far as I'm concerned, is like the best thing right now. And then the other thing about farming, you will never be out of business. You will never run out of money as a farmer. Guys, I'm telling you, to get palm fruits today, we started shopping palm fruit since 10:30, 11. And we didn't leave that market until past 5. We came in just a couple of 30, 40 minutes before I jumped into this. I didn't even take off what I went with and all that. Now, so many buyers, very few sellers. So the demand is up. While we're there, we were seeing prices going up. And then for some of you who invested in Presco, when I told you to do that, it's the same thing happening. That's why Presco will continue to go up. It's a good company because they're in a good business. All right, so I hope that your children become interested in farming. All right. Some more aha moments here. Emmanuel says, grace shows up in the place of hard work. So grace and hard work go together. Dr. Eli says, you better work hard on yourself than you work on your job. Excellent, Dr. Eli. That's exactly how he put it. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. That's the one way to guarantee your future. Abraham says we need to revisit the hard work system. Absolutely. K-Bank says follow the plan, not your mood. Absolutely. Emmanuel says, boss, I missed Presco. Is Okomu a good buy at the current price? I have to check that with you. We need to check the price, need to check the earning per share and all that, and then check when they are going to pay dividends, when there's corporate action for dividends, because usually when they pay dividend, they mark it down, and that might be a very good place to enter. So we'll take a look at that. All right, you're welcome, Emmanuel. Okay, any more on Facebook? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's part of the hard work, being able to put on this every single day for 1,000 days. And then YouTube also noticed that I've been publishing a video because the replay goes on YouTube every single day. And they sent me a letter, you know, and it's funny. They said, you have published is like 28 or 30 something videos in the past 28 days. He said, this is awesome. This is congratulations. That's awesome. But then they said, but we know that this is a lot of hard work. So please, we want you to take care of yourself. Can you imagine? The system even noticed that, you know, and meanwhile, I have more than 1,000 videos to publish if I need to. And then how am I able to do all this? I write every day. I do this every day. I coach. I have private clients every day. I have farm. I have workers I'm managing. And I have a family. I have a precious wife that I talk with every single day when we are not, you know, like where I am now in the outstation. Now, and then I'm able to do that. And then when I hit the bed, my goodness, the sleep of a hardworking person is fantastic. I have never needed to take sleeping pills to sleep. So when you work hard, the moment you hit the pillow, you know, you are off. You really off. And then you wake up in the morning refreshed to start working hard again. You're working hard on your goal. And then you're working hard on yourself. Okay? All right. So this is it for this week. And for those of you who are just joining us for the very first time, we do this every single day, Monday to Friday. And then we take the weekend off and resume on Monday. Same Zoom link, same link on YouTube, same place that you joined on Facebook. And there are 3 things that we focus on our live coaching sessions. We focus in number 1 on financial freedom because everyone deserves to be financially free. And the only thing standing between you and financial freedom is knowledge. Okay, so I'll be sharing things, and I've already shared things that help you to become financially free. The second thing we focus on is business. How do we make the small businesses that we run in Africa big business? Many people started business the same year that Jeff Bezos started Amazon, 1993, I believe it was. Today, Amazon is global, worth $1 trillion. But the business some of us started in 1993 is barely able to pay rent for the office space. Is barely able to pay the salary of the 2 people that are working with you since 1993. So I want to change that. How do we grow our businesses from small to big? And then, of course, part of the financial freedom, the very first one, is to teach people about the financial market, because I found that millions of people, professionals, have no investment in the financial market. They are all in the labor market, but the big bucks are made in the financial market. And then the third thing that we focus on, for those of you joining us for the first time, we focus on family values. These days, people get married on Monday, and by Saturday, they're already discussing divorce. It wasn't like that in the time of our parents. People got married and stayed in the marriage until they died. So it was not uncommon to find our parents married for 60 years, 67 years, 70 years, married to one woman, married to one man. And I want to bring it back. This is the 30th year of my marriage. And I can tell you that marriage is one of the best things that God ever put together for people. But it's been bastardized. It's been messed up. And today it's all about money. And then there's domestic violence. There is bitterness. There is hatred. And then there is a lot of single mothers, a lot of separated families. It's not the way it's supposed to be. I want to change that. So those are the 3 things that we focus on. So this same time on Monday, we are going to start all over again. Whatever happens, please do not be discouraged. The future is better than your present. The future is better than your past. Do not be discouraged. There is grace for you. Whatever mistakes you've made in the past will be corrected. Whatever mistakes you've made in the past does not define who you are. So don't drop the ball. Don't enter this weekend feeling discouraged, no matter what. Whether you've lost money, whether you've made money mistakes, whether you have made relationship mistakes, it does not matter. Get into this weekend a very, very fresh person with fresh hope. And whatever happens, keep showing up because you have no idea what's coming your way next. And I'll see you Monday evening. Good night and God bless you.